That's weird.
Invincible. Hey everybody, welcome to the Dave Yourself channel. Happy New Year to everybody. Hopefully you can hear me. Is my mute on? No, it is not. However, I did have the mute on with the OBS. I had it set so that I could hear it coming out of the TV so I knew when it was playing. However, I had it set to mute output. Apologize for that. One of my code words for this show was mute, 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 mute. Remember the mute. And now it looks like we're having some stream problems. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on with that. I'm just going to keep on talking and assuming that nothing is wrong because technically this is exactly the way the Dave It Yourself channel shows usually go. So I am recording this as well. So for some reason the stream just poops out. And again, I don't know why it is because I'm basically in the same spot I kind of am, but closer to the door. So anyway, we'll see about that. But like I said, I'm just going to keep on talking, and we'll see exactly what happens. Hopefully this will refresh itself and come on back. It said OBS disconnected. Now it's reconnecting. Like I said, I'm still talking. Oh, and now it just stopped my show. All right, so all righty. So what we're going to do is we're going to do that again. Oh, geez, Louise. I'm glad I'm still recording this. All right, so just so you know, it just shut me down. I disconnected an OBS, so that's probably what's going to happen tonight. I'm still recording in OBS, though, however, so I can still air this. But at least you'll get a chance to see exactly what's going on this end from the Dave It Yourself trash pile where I'm at. So it keeps talking about the OBS disconnecting. All right, so let me dismiss that. Let's just do a new stream right now. Oh my goodness. Maybe not. All right. I'm still recording in OBS though, I can see over here, so we're going to see if I'm assuming OBS has stopped working. So all right, so I'm glad I'm recording this in OBS because at least I'll get a chance to post this later. So I apologize to everybody that this something went wrong. It says, "Are you sure?" Yeah, something went wrong, right? It was the Dave It Yourself channel trying to record another live stream. So anyway, this is live stream. Well, now it's not going to be live. Great. So I want to say thank you to everybody that I did see in the stream, such as my mom, Strutbuster, you had Jeff, you had PA Paps out there, you had, I think Barry Campbell was there. Thank you so much. There's some other folks in there. I just didn't get a chance to get that far into the stream. I'm going to try to relaunch this, see what happens. But it does look like for some reason my Wi-Fi connection is weak here. All right, so let's try. I'm going to try something else here. Let's do the old, I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm between these two huge posts right here in the doorway. Because normally I'm, as you can see back over there a little closer, my Wi-Fi is actually in the apartment over there, so I'm kind of eating from that. But let's do the old mobile hotspot and bada bing boom. And we'll try that and see if that works any better. All right, so anyway, episode 69. Take that for what it's worth. I've got the, as you can see, I've got the Magic 8 Ball out here, and probably should have asked it before the show started how the show was going to go. All right, so let me see if I can get back in here. I know everybody's probably like, hey, I guess that's the end of the show. Although I know nobody raced home to make sure. Oh, we gotta stop flying right now. We got to get home and go check out this Dave show. I'm sure that didn't occur, but nonetheless, you did come to see some stuff. So, anyway, so what I'll do is I was going to kind of talk about this different format I was going to try to do a little bit here. Goodness gracious. No, I'm still getting problems with disconnections and such. All right, so much for the live show tonight, but I will post this as part of the make it look like a live show, I guess. Goodness gracious. What a way to start off the year. And the crazy thing is that I pushed this show back to 6:30 because at like 5:20 I was still trying to get this stuff together to try to put together a show. There's a lot of things I got to throw it off to the wayside because I just didn't have time to do them. 6:30 rolled around and I had time to get together the show. However, even though I tested the stream earlier, it says not doing so good. So originally started off the beginning with the OBS with the muted output for the intro, which is why I'm glad I have a 4-minute lobby now, or a 2-minute lobby, however long that thing is in the very beginning with the music, to let you guys tell me whether or not music sounds good before we start with the show. So thanks, that worked out well. Got that going. I can see that my mute is off. My mic is picking up. So I'm just going to continue to go on with the show. Why not? There's no reason for me to try to fire up another one. I can certainly try, but at the same time, I'm recording on this OBS over here, and now it's telling me it won't connect to the internet. So, and I was just connected to my Galaxy Note here. Okay, let's see if we can get this going. Successful VPN connection. Well, that's always nice to hear. My Norton just swapped me over to a economy network since I'm on a metered VPN. So since I'm on my cell phone, I guess that's what's going on there. All right, so we're going to try another one of these. But what's going to happen is even if I can't get this thing to go, I'm still just going to post this video right here that I'm recording and just let it go from there. So I guess, goodness gracious, I think maybe if I restarted everything, I'd be in good shape. But at this point, screw it, man. I think I'm just going to keep running it as is. Okay, so I got I got the OBS recording script. We're just going to go with that. What I was going to do with this particular show format anyway was going to be a little bit different than I have done in the other shows because I can't quite get to the bingo just yet, and I'm squinched between these two door frames right here and stuff, kind of looking at the recycle pile behind me. But I was going to get into some things like the chat, which of course, we can't get into that right now because there is no chat, but let's see if there's any chat that remained from before. That is no. All right, so what I was going to do is bingo is coming back, depending on how well this show does. To be honest with the start of this 2023, and this is the way the show is going to start. All right, so maybe a fax copy of the 2022. We'll see. But anyway, so I was thinking about doing some bingo, but I was thinking about getting rid of the prizes portion as far as like the just little gimmicky fun prizes that are in the bingo box. One of the reasons because they're back in the bingo box. I can't get to it right yet. But I did come up with an idea where you in bingo can win big, big, big money with the Dave Yourself channel. So every show will have the opportunity for bingo coming up as we go forward, depending on how I feel about how this show went. And then from there, like I said, you're going to have the opportunity for big, big, big money. And then from there, who knows? Maybe we'll have some huge dollar winners on the Dave Yourself channel in 2023. If the After Dinner with Dave, or what I may change it to is Drinking with Dave. I need to try to shake up the format a little bit, come up with something different, not so gimmicky, but a little bit more fun and way more fun to invest in. But anyway, so I did have kind of a little bit of a lineup here. I do have 4 jokes of the day. I do not have any aviation related words of the day because, again, just doing everything I could to try to get this together, because what I did was I made a video because the plan was is to be more interactive in the chat with you. I know, right? Because I have such a hard time running the show and not being able to stay up in the chat. So I thought, hey, what would be a great idea, but just run some video content while I can be in the chat, right? So that's kind of what I did. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to play the video content, even though I'm not in the chat, which sucks. And but we're going to go from there. So here is the first video portion of the video chat. Enjoy. Hey friends, welcome back to the Dave Yourself channel. As you can see, we are back here in the overcrowded showroom. Last video, we went ahead and stripped out an E-Flite 70mm Viper, and it all fits in this bag except for the carbon fiber spars, which I have securely held together with paper tape, of course. So an E-Flite Viper will fit in one bag, less the carbon fiber spars. So now the thing to do is, let's get another plane. As you can see, I have quite a few to choose from here. Let's just pull a few out and see what we've got as far as options. How's that? Let's start with that. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way for a second. Dave Yourself toolbox here. I'll be using again today. All right, so we've got things, as you can see here, like this F-15 that I did. Got some decals on it, things like that. Still got the bombs under here. Burgundy paint underneath. Did some Dave Yourselfing on the landing gear. Trying to give it some sort of different look than just the way it came. Same with the rear gear. You can see got some bendy straws and stuff to look like shock absorber type things on there. So pretty simple. But I got that plane. It's missing the upper stabilizer there and the nose cone. But besides that, doesn't look like it's in too horrible of damage. Actually, it's also missing this part of the wing. So not as great a damage as I was like. All right, then we've also got, now this is one that's already gutted, but this is the P-51 Mustang. Oh, it's actually not gutted. It still has the servos and stuff inside there, the ESC and stuff. Looks like I've still got the motor on the front since it's taped yet. So this is actually not gutted, but this is the P-51. I think this is the June Knight, which I thought I would just try to rough fix and try to get back in the air. So got that. Looks like it's missing a aileron there. And then we have stuff like my original EC-1500, which is still fully loaded, but has been beat to tar pretty good. And I have my other EC-1500, which is also recently wrecked from the last Bigfoot event. But I think the other one's in way better shape to try to fix than this one specifically. The problem with this plane is just the props, getting the props. Can't find them locally. You always have to order them if they got them. What else we got here? Let's see if I can grab that knife there and work on cutting away some of this plastic here. Because I think I see another Viper. Because for a while there, that Viper was a plane I really liked. It just never really liked me. Let's see here. This is a wing for what looks to be a P-40, P-39. That's what this looks like. This looks like probably off of the P-39 Aero Cobra. That's probably what that is. Again, with that blue and burgundy type paint scheme there. This is just a regular old $10 Walmart glider. So, seems to be in okay shape. So we'll keep that over there. Yeah, here's another Viper here. As you can see, this one's also seen some rough times. But this one also has, does this one have an EDF burner in there? See, and I got an extra plug here for some reason that, I don't know if I put some lights in that thing or Anyway, it's still got the EDF and all the stuff in there too. Looks like the ESC still in there. So we got that other Viper to tear apart. We know that that will fit in one bag. So we got that. Here's the rest of the P39, the Aerocobra. So that's still got the receiver and everything in it. So that'll be some nice parts there. Another one of my favorite planes, the Aerocobra. Here's one that is in a little worse shape. I think this is the one in the video, which I'll go ahead and post it right here. When the I either didn't have the throttle cut off or whatnot, but anyway, after it crashed, the prop kicked on and really just shredded the hell out of it. So this still has some servos in it. Motor's gone, but still has some servos and some line in there. Here's the canopy for the blue P39 here. Here's the wings for the Viper. Landing gear seems to be pretty good on those. Here's the, that's a fuselage for the Viper. What's left of the fuselage for the Viper. It has already been gutted. This can go straight into the trash bag. And this tells you the kind of stuff I had in that storage unit. I was paying storage for this. Oh, goodness gracious. Tail to the Viper. Actually, that looks like that's in pretty decent shape, actually. I might not mess with that. Where's the other connector for the servo, though? Well, we'll get a better look at that, but that might be in decent shape there. Here's some more styrofoam. Rear portion of the fuselage for the Viper. Looks like I did some pretty clean cuts on that there. This still has the plastic hardware mounts in there. We can go ahead and get out like we did with the other one. Here is a tail for what looks to be a carbon Cub S. It's got a little crinklage right here on the edge. Feels like a little hot glue that came out of there, so that's a break. But overall, that's not in bad shape. Here's the fuselage for that plane. And it is, I think it's totally gutted out except for the rear wheel and the battery tray strap there. Here's another one where I was trying to cut out the windows and such. So you can kind of, I was going to put some clear plastic water bottle back in there or something to make some windows for it, but that was kind of one of those I was working on the side. And then here is, can't remember what the name of this thing is. You know what the name of it is. Shout it out in the comments right now. Oh, the Delta Ray 1. Duh, I've got a brand new one in the box up there. This also has what looks to be a LED strip that came out of probably a small LED lightsaber type thingamadoo. Anyway, something I would strip out LED parts of small kids' toys and put them on planes. But this still has the battery lead in there. Still got the good prop on the back. So I think we'll be in good shape to, still got all the electronics on the inside. So I think we'll be in good shape to maybe get that gutted out or except for being bent up pretty much. It's not an overall horrible shape. This may be a good plane to take to like an air combat. But I got to get that foam. I'm going to need some hot steam on that foam. Let's see. Here's the rest of the tail for that Viper. Still has a servo in it. Looks like it's actually in pretty decent shape. Got a little bit of a dingage here, but a little bit here, but nothing too awfully horrible. All right. Looks like tail for an Aero Scout. One of the Silver Navy jobs, probably. Here's a clear cockpit I made for a UMX Turbo Timber. And I know you probably can't see in there too well, but I even printed out a small dash type area in there and taped it in there. But that's water bottle glass in there. So that was probably a cool canopy at one point in time. And then besides that, just some trash in here and our Redskins, well, kind of melted Redskins. That's not in great shape. So there we go. That's what's out of that box. So I guess the thing to do now would be to pick a plane out of this scenario and go ahead and get this thing torn apart. I guess the easiest thing to do is grab one of the ones toward the bottom. So let's go ahead and move this out. Move this stuff out. This will be a good one to work on next just because it doesn't have much on it. So strip it apart, get it out of here. All right. Got some more Viper landing gear, it looks like. Oh, yeah, I got the plastic holds on that. I'm going to hang on to. All right. Well, since we already did a Viper, we won't do another one this episode. Let's see. P39 rings. Let's take a look at that P39. See what kind of condition it's in. I still have a brand new one in the box, so I'm in good shape. I still have a new one of those. May work on this little bad boy, to be honest with you. Just because, I mean, it might still fly, but it's been beat pretty hard. Oh, there's the nose cone. I got the nose cone wrapped in there, so I do have the nose cone for it. But I did not see the stabilizer inside that box, so I do not have another one of these still in the box, but I do still have my Army, U.S. Army, the black and yellow one over there, so I'm not completely out with that. This will be for a completely separate video because this thing's just a monster, and it's got a lot of stuff going on there. So we're going to set that big boy off to the side. That thing's heavy. And then the P39, like I said, it's missing the aileron here. If we can find that aileron. But the tail's beat up pretty good here. All right, so this one might be just gutted out as well. All right, so I think what we'll do is this will be the one we'll pick. We'll go ahead and work on taking apart this bad boy. So if you want to see exactly what comes out of this thing and if we can fill a gallon bag with it, well, you know what I recommend that you do. You stick around. Nice. All right, friends, we're back. As you can see, I have focused in on the table a little bit more so you don't have to stare at my ugly mug so much. But this, I think, will give you a little better perspective as to what we're working with here. So let's go ahead and get this thing up out of the plastic. Start at the bottom here. Blank. Let's skin this bird. Now, depending on what kind of condition that nose cone's in, that in itself may be worth saving. Oh, look at this thing. That is a paper tape and hot glue nose cone if I've ever seen one. That thing is uglier than a beak on a vulture right there. Oh my gosh. Oh, yeah, that is certainly didn't want that to break. All right. I got my certification number on there, FAA number on there. That's smart. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Well, we got a wing folded over there. So. But again, still missing that stabilizer. Right, there's some mislage there for you. Yeah, those aren't too bad off. Let's sit that there. Those aren't too bad off. I got this a little painted up a little bit, so those are actually still in pretty good shape, and they just came right out of the mounts that just pulled right out of the foam. As you can see, I got some hot glue on there trying to hold those in place. Oh, you know what? Those are toothpicks. That's my repair is what that is. That's toothpicks and hot glue is what that is. But missiles and everything are still in pretty decent shape. Got a cool little paint color to them. So see how these look over here. I would imagine those are probably also glued in. So. All right. Give it the overall gander. You see I got some damage right here, probably from where a previous camera was. Overall paint scheme and stuff, the decal is actually pretty cool. That shiny blue paint I use is actually pretty cool. But the plane itself is a little on the beat side. I'll give you a little better idea of landing gear stitch in this burgundy paint color. All hand painted, of course, as you can tell. It's clearly not professional. But as you can see, like on the front gear here, I tried to put the expanding pool, or the crinkle pool noodle. Yeah, if you use straws as pool noodles, straw right here and some other stuff just to kind of give it some depth, so it wasn't just that wire. Same thing back here a little bit, but basically all that's just paper tape. hot glue in. I guess it's straw. And it just rips right off. So yeah, that's all that is. Let's see about the, like I said, we do have the one wing folded over here. So actually the wings are in decent shape at that point. We have both wings. Landing gear still kind of snarfed up, but you know, as a hand tosser, this might still make it. Get that other armament set off. Got some little marks right here I put in for CG. But like I said, still need that stabilizer up there. Huh. Well, oh, these decals are not very well put on here at all. Oh, and it looks like I can just order more of these if I want. But it looks like these are decals put over other decals that I had on here that apparently got painted over. And I clearly was doing a rush job. But you can see here the tape stream here, paper tape and hot glue here, paper tape and hot glue here. So both of these wings have been broken off. Canopy is being held on with paper tape and hot glue. I did do this cool little thing though, where I put the little toothpick on the side there. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see if I hold out a little toothpick on the side, kind of like a gas refill. And then of course this does have the cushioned area in the back where you can, there we go, get the finger light out that was in the back. Oh, it still works. Check that out. So a little finger light just glued to some pool foam, cut out the rectangle, shove it up in there. Then when you turn the light on, shove it up in there, and you get some cool light on the back of the thing. So there you go. That's why I give away those finger lights. They are perfect for cool little cockpit lights. Oh, here we go. Here's a better view. Oh, there's some fun there. And just push that bad boy out. Turn her off. There we go. So that cockpit's actually in okay shape. It looks a little on the, so you got something on top of the pilot there. But this is one of my cockpits that probably is just taped and hinged on one side. So we'll hang on to him. Just like the armament, he may be reusable maybe. But as far as the plane itself, it is strictly a hand tosser if that's what I chose to do. But I really need to find that stabilizer for me to do that. Like I said, I've got another one up there. Plus this, I think I may have, well, this is still in good shape. It's still got some decent parts, like the steering servo here and the servo horn for that steering rod. So it's still got some really good parts in here. So again, like I said, I got the black and yellow Army one over there. I think we're just going to go ahead and commit to pull this one apart. It would make a good battle plane, maybe, but at the same time, I don't have all the parts. If I had that upper stabilizer, maybe. I'm sure I'll probably run across it later after I rip this thing apart. But anyway, speaking of ripping this thing apart, let's just go ahead and bite the bullet on that a little bit. So I'm rip that rear stabilizer off, which actually is in okay shape-ish, except for, of course, the nub at the tip here. It does have some, you can see the clear paper tape and hot glue repair there, but still not an awful, horrible condition. But this way we can at least flip her on over and see if we can get that other armament off. Let's see here. I don't know if a little, I'm sure these are probably also. There we go. And it looks like the strip is coming with it. There we go. There's an idea of the hot glue and toothpick idea I had going on there. Paper tape. There you go. There's some David yourselfing right there. Paper tape, hot glue. That's a nice little knuckle spike, isn't it? Anyway, that's what I used to hold the armament on. But these are, I got the run fin up here that's busted off. That kind of sucks, but that's a pretty easy fix since it's so high up. And the rest of the armament is not painted well, but at least it's something different. So we'll kind of hang on to that to the side. There's some decent parts here, maybe. All right, and then let's see, got my FAA number on the side here as well. Let's go and get that bad boy off. All right, so do that, and then decals just coming right off, of course. Landing gear. Yeah, I kind of figured. You can kind of see some of the other repair I've done here as well. I thought this would be a pretty decent fix. Hopefully you can see that, but right here, there's I put a little tiny washer, just hot glued a little washer right to this area to kind of help that spin a little bit, and also gave it some depth since, of course, I was trying to keep it from doing the whole bending thing. So I put that washer there to try to help that. And of course, it's still bent because the shaft on the inside bent. So let's take a look at that. There's some of that fancy David yourself landing gear scenario. Straw, looks like foam, paper tape, hot glue, that kind of stuff, of course. There you go. David yourself again. Boom. All right. This poor nose cone. Now, there's really nothing worth the nose cone saving. Like I said, that thing is beat. However, what does it have in it, friends? That's right. It does have a magnet in there, though. Let's go and get that little bad boy out. There we go. Go and get that old magnet out. Speaking of magnet, where's my... There it is. On the magnet. Okay. And now this nose cone is pretty much nothing. Go ahead and chug it. Okay. Looks like, of course, you got a lot of paper tape covering over servos. The paint that's on there is probably going to make it a little hard to get those up. All right, so you basically know the drill now. I've got my job cut out for me here on this one. Let me get this other FAA sticker off. But you know how this basically works now. I'm going to go ahead and do the whole tear part of this bad boy and go ahead and get these parts out, and we'll do kind of like what we did yesterday, see how much stuff that we can reuse off of this particular plane. So in the meantime, before I jump into that fast speed, you know what time it is? It's time for a joke of the day.
A lifelong Republican is lying on his deathbed and says to his friend, "I'm going to change to the Democratic Party." His friend says, "Oh my God, why would you do that?" His friend says with his last breath, "Easy. I'd rather one of them die than one of us." Nice.
What'd you think about that joke? There's more. But right now, we're going to go ahead and do this fast speed stuff. So here we go. All right, so I'm just going to take a second here to show you some of the other do-it-yourselfing things I've done. If you can see in there, I've got some bamboo skewer. Let's see here. Here we go. Bamboo skewer right here. And both sides. So this front nose had been completely smushed up pretty good at one point in time. And I've got bamboo skewers in there to try to hold it in place. So there you go. I just thought I'd show you that. Back at it. Aha, a receiver. One thing we did not get out of the Viper. guess I'd already taken it out. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's the same receiver I'm using on my RC parachute guy. But here's that white stuff I was talking about. You guys are familiar with this white caulk type crap they use as an adhesive, and they got it all over this thing. All right, back at it. All right, friends, so I think I've got everything out of this particular plane. Before we do a once-over, how about another? A joke of the day. Nice.
A man spends the entire night getting hammered at his local bar. At last call, he finally is able to pay his tab and stands up from his bar stool and immediately falls on his face. From there, he drags himself over to the bar door, pulls himself up, steps outside, and immediately falls on his face. From there, he drags himself to his car, where he finally manages to get in and drive himself home. Once he gets home, he takes one step out of the car and immediately falls right on his face. He finally drags himself to the door of the house and manages to get in. When he does, his wife is standing there and saying, "You've been drinking all night again, haven't you?" And he slurs, "How do you know that?" And she says, "Because the bar called. You left your wheelchair there again." Nice.
What'd you think about that joke? You're welcome. All right, friends. So like I said, I think I've got this thing pretty well gutted out now. Have the servos out of the wings, have the servos out of the back here, have the EDF out. Oh, I can still see that I have one item in there. What item is that I forgot, friends? What is it that I forgot? Who knows? Let's see it in the chat right now. Who knows? Give you a second. Give you a second. If you said wing spar, you're right. That's correct. Wing spar is the answer. It's still in there. So, which means we got to get these screws out. Get these wings off. I don't know how I could have forgotten that. Wing spar. Hello. I would have realized that when I was trying to throw it away in a trash bag and realized it wouldn't fit with the wings on. Like, oh yeah, the wings, those things. Just got to cut through the paper tape right here. All right. Let's see how easy getting these wings off is going to be. Seeing how most of this plane is paper tape and hot glue, just like that Viper we did. There we go. Just pull that bad boy out. Nope, not yet. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I still have some plastic bits here that have the screw holes in them. Maybe that's going to be something we can get out there as well. There we go. There we go. There we go. Oh. Still don't want to come out of there, though. Show a little plier action. Wow, that is really not interested in coming out of there. All right. Because I'm breaking the fiberglass if I keep up with that. So let's do something like this, see what's going on. See what's going on. If they just really have that thing glued in there, good. Well, looks like we got a rod of some sort here. Huh. Maybe that's the interior. Maybe I sucked the interior rod out. That's what it is. It's the rod that it slides into. It's stuck on there good. I don't know if we gotta do anything about that. So that's the rod, which is also in here. Right? Yeah. Oh, I just broke the rod. Crap. There we go. There we go. There's the rod that it slides into. This one is on good. So we'll just leave that like that for now. All right. Like I said, we got these little plastic bits here, maybe even these plastic bits for the landing gear. Let's see how things like this might even come off. Cut through some paper tape here. This is like kind of like that shaped piece, plastic piece shaped like a teardrop. Problem is I got so much paper tape and hot glue on it. There we go. That requires some more cleaning out, but there you go. So So that's kind of for the union there, so I should probably take those off if that's the case. So those are good little mounting points. All right, well, I guess we're not quite done just yet, so back to fast speed. Here we go. All right, friends, now I think I've got everything out of here. Getting those extra little pieces out was actually a pretty good deal. The foam came out pretty good on them. But those will be some nice wing mounts for another plane of some sort of replacements if somebody needs. I need a little paint up, of course, but at least they have the parts and the screw mounts in there. You may have noticed I've got some paper tape on my finger. Another reason why I use paper tape and hot glue, in case you cut yourself with a knife while you're doing something, you have paper tape to shut it down right away. Numero uno rule. Have paper tape around. So anyway, so that is the end of this. This fuselage is pretty beat. It is completely empty now. All of the plastic and hardware is off of it. All the servos are out. Like I said, I still have, I want to get this thing out. I don't even know if this thing, these landing gear bays, let's see if those are even, got a lot of paper tape and junk on these big boys. So I don't even know how well something like that's going to work out. Let's see if we can get underneath it here. Pop it out. They're already cracked, it looks like. Maybe not too bad. Maybe that would be salvageable. You can see I have some earplug in there. I had to cut a piece of earplug out to kind of give it some interior shock absorption on that. At least that was the thought inside my head. All right, so the landing gear wells, I guess, do come out. So I'll go ahead and grab that other one out too. And that should be it. That should be all the. We should have this bird totally gutted. Got all the giblets out. Yep. And that side popped out pretty good. All right. All right. There we go. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little cleaning up here, and we'll see what we got in the bucket and what we got here on the table. So until that time starts, how about a joke of the day? Nice.
A wife wakes up Christmas Eve morning and tells her husband, I just had a dream that you gave me a beautiful diamond necklace. What do you think that it means? Oh, you'll find out tonight, the husband says. Later that evening, before opening presents, the husband comes home with a small package and hands it to his wife. Overcome with excitement, she opens the package to find a book entitled How to Interpret Your Dreams. Nice.
All right, table's all cleaned off. Let's go ahead and get these parts out. All right, there we are, friends. There's all the parts out. So looks like to be a little less than what may have come out of the Viper, especially with that huge carbon fiber spar there. So the only things that I've got that I know that are issues at this point is we've got one side of this wing spar stuck in this tube, so I got to get that out, and then the landing gear servo. I put the horn back on there so I can tell which one to watch, but this one's effed up. that one's solid. These good movement there on the tail. Those are some nice ones with the little shorty extensions on there. Here's the ailerons. So we're all good there. It is just that steering servo that is toast. So what I'll do is, I'll just keep that in mind. I put my tools up already. But anyway, so other than taking the rest of this landing gear stuff off of this particular front gear here, which to be honest with you, I think is kind of funny. I just might like that on there in case anybody wants it. Get a look at some of that Dave engineering. And other than my finger light, which I've just got the little band on there on some of that foam that you normally find in batteries and stuff. So, but besides that, we've got ourselves the 64 millimeter EDF. This is the brushless Outrunner 3150. So we have that. We have the 40 amp BEC programmable brushless ESC. So we got this bad boy. And like I said, the servos are in decent shape pretty much. And I think these are 9 grams. Is that what these are? Let me see. I have a tool to help me identify. I got one tool to make it easier on you to be able to identify what type of servo size you have here, and it's this. Magnifying glass. All right, so this is a sub-analog, sub-micro. It looks like it's got a little smuts on it. Let's see if we can clear some of that smuts off. Can't really tell on that one. Let's see if we can tell on this one. These are the 4330s. Sub-micro, is that what that say? Those decals that they have on there. Here I am saying that this makes it easier. It doesn't. Let's see how this front gear one looks, even though it's toasted. Decal's pretty good on that. A330s, there it is. It's the A330 sub-micro analogs that we got here. A330s, and only one is not good. The other 4 are good. So there we go. Those are all the parts that came out of one of those. What we'll do is get myself the old gallon bag and right on. It's E-flight. .64 millimeter F15. All right, so there we go. And like I said, the cool thing about this one is it did come with the receiver in it, and this is an AR636A, so you know it does handle the safe and all that on there. Unlike the Viper that we did, it did not come with that. It had already been taken out. So let's put some of these things down here at the bottom. Put the magnet on the bottom of that motor toward the bottom there. Cushion all this stuff up. And then we'll rain down the parts. And the receiver, put that in last. I did like these hinges with the screw plate on there, so I went ahead and saved all 4 of those. Pretty much pulled all the plastic parts out. I think it had everything. Even these are in good shape, except for I think I lost the little. Either it didn't have one or I lost it. But one of the little rubber bands is missing there. And let's see. I don't think all of this will fit in there, but. Sideways, actually. I don't think these will fit in there. Nah. All right. And with this, we'll actually stick that receiver inside this canopy here, kind of keep it out of the way. Decent shape. There we go. So besides these few larger parts, the armament, the rear air intake, and there we go. So that is the Viper, 70mm Viper versus the 64mm F15. Of course, the Viper does have some larger foam pieces in here, but if you look at the back, the bags are about the same amount of stuff. Maybe the Viper's got bigger stuff, obviously. There we go. Got two planes that were in a tub behind me, now in a bag in front of me. So hope you enjoyed that. We're going to continue tearing some of these apart. Be interesting to see how big that bag is that the EC1500 goes into. Might need two bags. We'll see. But I appreciate you guys sticking around with that. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for giving me a thumbs up and a like. I'm going to go ahead and pre-thank you for that, whether you've done it or not. Hopefully you will. But until next time, I am Dave. This is the what's left of the E-flite F15. This is what's left of the E-flite Viper, 70mm and 64. And until next time, we are. Well, we're going to go back to the Dave at the Dave Yourself channel. Take it away, Dave. Thanks, Dave. I can see that my camera is frozen, so that only adds to the rest of the show tonight. So no reason to go back to the chat because there is no chat. So final joke of the day, which of course the entire show itself was, but final joke of the day here.
A guy asked his wife, "So, honey, what do you think you're going to get for your birthday tomorrow?" His wife says, "I'm not sure, but I sure wouldn't mind seeing something sitting out front of the house that goes 0 to 160 in less than 6 seconds." The husband says, I think I can accommodate that. The next morning, excited, the wife runs down to find a bathroom scale in the driveway. Nice.
All right, so here we are. We're back at the frozen screen there. So there you go. That's what I look like trying to figure out what's going on with this show. No reason to run it any longer. I guess we're good at an hour or two of this shenaniganery. It's ridiculous. So I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much. And I thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.